I'm Emily and Casfil Salda, taking Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management of CRT Cabanatuan. This article is written by Peter Lane Taylor. He is a contributor of Forbeslife, and it was published this year at May 17, 2021. This article is entitled "The Future of Travel, Restaurant and Hospitality is Not Nearly as Bad as You Think." Introduction of the article. Almost 365 days ago to the day last year, America realized what life looked like without everything that they do always. Just like in California's sweeping stay-at-home edict on March 19 started it all at first, which quickly went to viral nationwide. By the beginning of April, all but a few red-hot Southern Republican states had locked down entirely, shutting restaurants, bars, theaters, stadiums, nightclubs, arts, and music venues, and pretty much everything else that most Americans associated with life and having found outside of work virtually overnight. A full year later, because of the pandemic, America's natural abilities to adapt, survive, and find opportunities in crisis are everywhere to be found. While perhaps never going full stop reverse back to normal, most businesses have pulled through. Financial markets haven't tanked, the US market is on fire, innovative new companies are booming, and tens of millions of now remote workers are finding an unexpectedly pleasant new groove clocking in from home. It says in this praise that despite of this crisis that they are facing today, businesses never stop on their doing. Instead, they pull through by thinking the best solution to overcome this kind of circumstances. Aside from it, different innovative are existing, and the great news of it is they are finding a good solution that even if they are in their home, they can still manage to find a source of income. And that is because with the help of the technology. The outlook for hospitality and entertainment isn't quite as sanguine. However, notwithstanding Tom Brady's 7th Super Bowl victory in Tampa last month over Novak Djokovic's 18th Grand Slam title at the Australian Open, both of which went off without catalyzing a viral super spreader event. Sports, unlike hospitality and entertainment, still deliver on their essential promise to consumers virtually, since most of us are already used to watching matches on television in the first place. Taylor Swift and John Legend concerts are a different story altogether. James Bird-winning cuisine and 98-point wine flights don't translate particularly well into the virtual economy either. This race meant that as usual, even before the pandemic, we already care to manage watching any types of sports or even concert on television. But this time it is still deliver essential to consumer that even most of the time it happened virtually online, they are still giving and deliver a good quality of service to consumers.
Hi, I'm John Michael Galapon, taking up Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management. 10 points. California's sweeping stay-at-home on March 19 started it all at first. It quickly went viral nationwide by the beginning of April. Republican state had locked down, entirely shutting restaurants, bars, theater, stadium, nightclubs, arts, and music venues. Action of multiple coronavirus vaccine. Consumer confidence won't be earned back overnight, particularly among the tens of millions of high-risk baby boomers presently holding 53% Americans' discretionary spending on sidelines. According to First Man, the founder and CEO of Montage Hotel, says that they focus on sanitation protocols and creating an environment where guests can feel safe will obviously continue to be top of mind for us. In addition, First Man says that the time of crisis also bring new innovation and new technology. Contactless technology made mainstream during COVID, like automated phone check-ins, QR codes, no menus, and no food and beverages checks that requires. They also invented pre-made orders and service to lessen the inconvenience of waiting. This made the work very efficient and less people at the facility. Urban lifestyle concept restaurants have always had to spin on dime and create our business models to succeed. But this time around, it is all for different reasons. Food truck will play a big part of the future. In my opinion, they will help the industry by providing jobs, infrastructures, and way for suppliers to augment these resources outlet. Outdoor dining will also see a huge surge. This event of outdoor cafe culture in America is a really amazing pandemic revolutions, like cafes in Rome, France, and Barcelona, that always sparked at the any time of the year. Technology-enabled hospitality and particularly contactless solutions will become an even more essential part of the travel now. And since the pandemic, we're doubled down on these fronts that have not interested in this future or believe it is only here for the short term will likely fall behind. Traveling also make a large impact of the economy of the country. After the pandemic cases starts to level down, airports start to run again, implementing the new normal traveling with all these protocols.
Tonight, a grand reopening for the first state COVID closed, California. Mask mandates and social distancing rules are over for the fully vaccinated.
Finally, we are here, June 15th, to turn the page.
It's especially exciting for businesses that lost business.
It feels amazing. There's a new life. We've reached the end of a very long tunnel, and we're super excited to be back open.
Tonight, fireworks will punctuate New York relaxing COVID rules now that 70% of adults have at least one shot.
What does 70% mean? It means that we can now return to life as we know it.
And the White House says it's planning a 4th of July bash to celebrate independence from the virus. But COVID isn't over yet. This as the more contagious Delta variant continues to spread in the U.S.
It seems like we're hearing more frequently about people who are vaccinated or partially vaccinated becoming infected with this variant.
So the one thing that happened in India, and we can learn from this, is that you need 2 doses of this vaccine to completely get your immune response perfect against the Delta variant. Who I'm concerned right now is any vulnerable person who hasn't been vaccinated.
California is reopening now. Are you concerned at all about people not getting the vaccine now and this variant continuing to spread?
They need this time to celebrate. They have been through a really hard time, and I'm excited about the reopening today, and I'm not worried.
I am Raquel P. Magnaya, BS Tourism 4th year. Critical points. By the beginning of April, Southern Republican states, during restaurants, bars, theaters, stadiums, nightclubs, and so on, all businesses are thinking now how it's easy to switch the light back up, travel, and entertainment in a post-pandemic world. Hundreds of cities and local governments in all but a few states that have recently rescinded blanket economic restrictions such as Texas, Mississippi, and Iowa still have heavy-handed limitations in place for high concentrations, low ventilations, business like nightclubs, catering halls, and concert arenas. And despite the introduction of multiple coronavirus vaccines, consumers' confidence won't be earned back overnight. They assume it's going to take until at least 2023 to get back to the same levels of revenue and profitability. A tons of travelers who did not feel safe leaving home. Anyone associated with live music was crushed when COVID hit. Levitan continues, artists, musicians, roadies, rehearsal facilities, agents, business managers, concert promoters, the venues themselves, they all look massive hits. Unemployment is still high across the industry.
Hello everyone, my name is Moses B. Margaret III from BST. So now let's talk about the suggestion to the system. First is invest more on work from home basis to lessen the interaction of people on hotels, restaurants, or airports. It also offers more job opportunities to the people while keeping themselves safe. Strictly implementation of safety protocols to lessen the COVID cases, especially on the areas that most people go and do some activities. Conduct more webinars regarding how more we can prevent the spread of COVID. Also, further education on what the importance of vaccine in the state. Lastly, let the people know the plans of the government itself to stop the virus for the people to be more knowledgeable, but the government taking step on this pandemic.